Hello guys, can you hear me? Good afternoon. Good afternoon, everybody. Um, can you guys hear me at all? Let me just check my microphone to be sure that I am pretty audible. Okay, I think you can actually hear me, but I want it via the microphone. Can you guys still hear me? Okay, all right, great. So, good to have everybody here. We don't have a lot of people in the class today. Sorry about that. Okay, so, all right, please just give me like a few seconds. Let me drop the link in other communities so other people can know that we're live and that the class is starting right away. Okay. Okay, so while I'm trying to see how I can drop like the information on all the communities that we have, you can just like invite your friends to also join the session. Because today we're going to be learning how to build a real estate mobile application. I know I had mentioned that we're going to learn how to build an e-commerce mobile application without coding using FlutterFlow. But on a second thought, what I did instead was I created like a full course on it, which I will publish today as well on the YouTube channel. Yeah, I'm currently like exporting it as a video so I can have it here on the channel. So you will like watch that in your own private time. But in the live sessions, we can go through the process of building a real estate application. Well, it will still give you an idea of how to build apps without coding using FlutterFlow. And with the knowledge, you will also use it to turn your idea into a mobile app or a web application. Okay, so just let's see how we can like get more people to come to the class so we can start. You can remind your friends that are not here already. Um, I believe that by now maybe you've somehow networked to meet more people. I'm trying to see how I can share the link to the different communities so we can have as many persons as possible. We're going to start very soon, guys. I saw some comments. Somebody asked, I think there was a particular question here from Kato. Have you guys started taking courses on VC4E? I'm currently learning the Start Your Business course and I'm really enjoying it. So I will flash on my screen towards the end of the class a link you can use in accessing the courses. I already shared it in the community, but if I told you you didn't get it, I will just like make it as a reminder. All right. Let me just try to complete this broadcast so I can get people to join the class. Okay. I think I have one minute left before I can finish sending all the invitations to the different communities that we have. So I will be done soon. So we actually have like a very large community both on WhatsApp and on Telegram. I've already invited everyone on Telegram, so trying to see how I can invite members of our community on WhatsApp. Okay, I hope you guys are doing fine. Myself, I am doing good. I thank God. I have been very busy working and also creating a course for you guys. I know some persons might be wondering why is David doing this for free, right? Why is David doing this for free for everybody? The reason is because I believe that if at all we are all successful, the world is going to be a happy place. And I once suffered, just like I told you my story, uh, on the first day of the bootcamp. I once suffered, taking loans to pay traditional developers to help me turn my idea into a mobile application. Okay, it was a web application. And after that, I wasn't even able to turn it into a real business, right? And I wasted that resources. So the essence of the whole training here is to help you not make the kind of mistakes that I made, and then also help you to start really fast because the whole world is depending on your solutions. Okay, so let me now read the comments that we have here. So you can just let me know where you're joining from, right? So K Audrey is joining from Togo, and he said, "I'm joining from Togo and excited to learn how to build a real estate app with FlutterFlow. Looking forward to it. Um, it's good to be back. I hope to learn some more today." So I will just flash most of the comments that we have here. Good afternoon, everybody. I can see Tutor's World, Marlon. Um, okay. Uh, Let me see. Uchenna is here. Joy is here. Thank you very much, Tutor's World, for letting me know you could hear me. And yeah, please just let me know whenever I'm no longer audible. Just let me know because it does not make sense that I am saying something and you guys are not hearing me. Yeah, to defeat the purpose entirely. So, oh, okay. Right, let me see. Somebody said some cool comments here. I don't know what you're saying, but thanks for the compliment. Okay. Yeah, it's more like a Yoruba attire, I know. Um, okay, somebody's asking, is the class recorded? Yeah, the class is recorded, but it's always best for you to just attend the class, really, because you can ask questions in real time and I will answer them in real time. And that way, because a lot of people, reach out to me on WhatsApp, on Telegram directly and ask questions. I do respond to the messages, but they're usually overwhelming because there are lots of people sending messages at the same time. So it's best you just attend the classes and ask me questions here. Okay, so thank you very much for coming. I think we've already spent 10 minutes into the time of our class, so I think it's time for us to, start our class. So yeah, today you're going to be learning how to build a real estate mobile app. Now, the thing is, we won't be able to learn every single thing in this class, of course. It's a very large application, right? So we won't be able to learn everything at once in this class. So we are going to learn what we can, and then we will continue. We will continue in our subsequent classes. All right. So let me go to FlutterFlow, and then we can start. So let me click to sign in. I have the link here. I have this here. Okay, I'm just basically setting up my workspace here so we can start. Okay, so let's go here. All right. Okay, guys, so I'm going to share my screen and we're going to start the class. Okay, we have some people from India as well. Okay, Nerd, good to have you here. And Michael from Lagos, Rafayat from Nigeria, Lagos, Adele's Technology, Uganda. Okay, really good to have everybody here. Enugu, Nigeria. Algeria, Oyo, Abuja, Port Harcourt, Lagos, Nigeria. Thank you very much. I really appreciate this. Turkey. You remember somebody said here they okay, you have to check your the Telegram community. You get to see all the information that we share. So make sure that you check the description under this video. You will see the link to join all the communities, WhatsApp, Telegram. Yeah, so just make sure you join all of it. Register for the bootcamp too if you've not, and then you will see the links to join the WhatsApp groups and the WhatsApp Telegram community. So we have India as well. You don't necessarily need to download FlutterFlow. You can just use it directly on your browser, but it's okay if you want to download it as well. There are places that you can download it to run on your Mac OS. Brazil, good to have you here. Ibadan, Benin, Ghana, Ekiti State. Yes. You meant, yeah, exactly according to the brochure. So we have that big one is actually for ideation. So we're gonna still talk about this, right? So we're gonna have the you know the person that is gonna teach you ideation, because I'm not gonna be teaching you ideation. Someone else is gonna be teaching you ideation, and we're gonna have it. I think it's going to be either tomorrow or Saturday, right? So yeah, we're supposed to be talking about ideation, but in the process of talking about ideation, because product development takes even way more time than every other aspect of the bootcamp. All right, so the other aspect is just like 1 hour, 2 hours, where the facilitator will just come talk to you about the different subject matters, right? But when it comes to product development, it takes a longer time. So this is like the largest part of the curriculum. Okay, so I believe that answers your question. Ondo or Benin. Okay. So I think I'll just flash everybody that has mentioned where they're joining from. Chugs, my friend. Good to have you here. Welcome, Benin City. Yes, you can use your phone to learn. Yes, you can use your phone to learn. Okay, somebody's saying, please, the FlutterFlow account creation page return site not reachable. Okay, I don't understand what you mean, but I think I have an idea of what that means. I will show everybody what to do. Okay, Ogun State, Port Harcourt. Yes. Okay, so yeah, just like I said before, you're right. The first week of the bootcamp is all about ideation and validating business ideas. That's true. But in between, learning about ideation, right, we're also going to be you're also going to be learning product development, because it's the largest part of the entire curriculum, because you can't learn how to build an application in 2 hours, right? And so that's like the largest part of the curriculum. So you're going to be learning all of these things simultaneously, sorry, in different times, but product development is the largest part of it. And by product development, I mean you're actually, learning how to turn your idea into a mobile or web application without coding. I hope this is clear this time. We're going to have the ideation class, I think either Thursday or Saturday. I will relay the information on the community, either Telegram or WhatsApp, everywhere. Okay. Yes, the class is currently recorded, so you will be able to have access to it here on YouTube. All right, so we're going to just continue teaching and learning. So, okay, so I have gotten a good suggestion. I have to start the class now. All right, so what are we doing today? We're going to be learning how to build a real estate application, right? We're going to be talking about how to start from front end, and then subsequently we'll talk about backend and all that. So it is very possible that most persons here that are participating in the bootcamp are interested in in the real estate business. So some persons might be interested in food business or e-commerce business, social media, possibly, maybe transportation business, any kind of business at all. So this particular class is just going to be about showing you how to build a real estate application, all right, such that you can apply the knowledge that you're getting from these class to building your own idea, turning your own idea into a mobile application, and then launching it out, getting customers and all that. So I'm gonna share my screen right now. I'm sharing my screen now. I'm just sharing just one window. Okay, so we're going to be using FlutterFlow to build the real estate application. All right, and so if you don't have an account, just come to flutterflow.io and start for free. If for some reason you can't have access to FlutterFlow, it's not loading like some people complain, what I would advise you to do is just go to Google and say free VPN. Just type free VPN, and then you will see the free VPN here. Sorry, this one, not this one. So free VPN for Chrome. All right. So just click it, and then it will tell you to add it to Chrome. So you just add it to Chrome. After you've added it to Chrome, you'll be able to come here and you see the VPN. Then you can just turn it on. You click here to turn it on. Select a particular location and turn it on. And well, some people had that issue in the past, and I told them to do this, and it worked. So I believe that if you do this too, it will work. All right, so create an account on FlutterFlow, and then you will be able to start. You don't have to do that now. In this class, you just need to pay attention and learn. All right, so before you build an application, before you turn that beautiful idea of yours into a mobile application, you need to have a UiUx design. All right, so this is the design that we're going to be using to, learn what we'll be learning today, right? So this is the UI UX design. Full credit goes to uh, the person who designed the made the Figma designs. I don't know. Sometimes the name is always here, so but it says the Figma Pro. So full credit goes to Figma Pro because this particular design is made available for free on the Figma community. All right. So if you basically come to figma.com, let's say you want to build something but you don't have a UI UX design, you just come to figma.com and of course create an account. When you're done creating an account, you come to explore community, just click here and you will see where you can search for applications. So I can just type here real estate app, right? And then I search for it. I will see different designs. This is the one I'm currently using. All right. So you see different designs that have been made available for free. Some designs are actually paid, like this one here is $37. This is $5. So some designs are actually free, some are actually paid. So you can come here and then get any design of your choice, and then you start building your application. So that's actually how I did it, and then I got this particular design, which is what we're using in this class. You can check this description under this video and you will see the link to this design, which you can also use. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to be spending just 1 hour today, really. We'll just spend 1 hour, I hope, maybe slightly above 1 hour. Yeah, because the duration of our class is supposed to be 1 hour to between 1 to 2 hours every single time we have a session. That's why I'm saying that a product development is going to take a longer time, because you can learn these things in 2 hours, but you can at least conceptualize market research and team building, ideation, customer acquisition, exit strategies and fundraising. You can somehow grab this a bit, but when it comes to building a product, it's actually very difficult. So this is it. So these are the screens for our project. All right, these are the screens for our project, and it's inside figma.com. And we're going to be interpreting what we have here into FlutterFlow. All right, and now for you to build an application, right, it's basically, uh, let's say application development is divided into more like two parts, right? So we have the front end part and then the back end. Of course, before you start front end, you should have actually gotten a UI UX design, right? So front end and back end. Of course, we have testing and debugging, all right, which is another part of it. All right, so what we are going to be doing here now is we're going to be, interpreting what we have here on this screen to FlutterFlow. So I'm going to come here to my FlutterFlow dashboard. When you create an account on FlutterFlow and you sign in, you will be brought to this place where you can click on create new, and then we can call this app real estate. We're creating a new project, a FlutterFlow project, and we're calling it real estate app, like that. So I type it here, and then I'm going to click on create blank, and that way I now have my project called real estate application. The package name is set already, you don't need to touch this. And then so this is what I have. I can just click to hide this. Okay, so set up Firebase, and I don't need to set up Firebase. All right, so because we're just focusing on the front end in this part, so I'm just gonna go ahead and then skip. All right, so now we are now inside a FlutterFlow dashboard. This is how it looks like when you create a project for the first time. I'm going to walk you through some basic parts of the dashboard where we are going to be using frequently, and then from there you can begin to have a feel of it. Now, don't forget, the only way you can really understand this thing, the only way you can really get, familiar with, using this tool, the FlutterFlow instrument to build an application, is from regular practice. You're going to have to practice and practice and practice. Sometimes you might not really enjoy it. All right. I don't enjoy it sometimes. All right. But I have to do it because it's a responsibility. I have to learn. I have to improve myself. I have to teach. Okay. So, and of course, I have to build apps for my clients. Right. So, well, I also try to make sure that I enjoy it because it doesn't make sense to do something you don't enjoy. So, yeah. But it's not every single time you're going to enjoy it. But even those times that you don't enjoy it, you still have to do it. It's called duty, my friend. So here we are going to we're going to this is basically how the screen looks like, and this is called the app bar. All right. If you click here, you're going to see the different types of app bars. So we have the different types here. All right. This is the app bars, and then this is where we have the pages. Okay, this is where we have the pages. When you click on this first one, it shows you all the components that are inside FlutterFlow, things that you can use. So we say you're building app without coding. That simply means you're more like doing drag and drop. All right, so you're just dragging things and creating them. So like this button now, you're supposed to write codes to call the button. This is an image widget, you're supposed to write codes to call it, but in this case you can just drag it and drop it here. All right, so that's why we say you're building apps without coding, although with time you will have to write some basic codes for some certain functionality of your application if it requires code. And when we reach that particular point, it will still be very easy because I will show you how to use ChatGPT to write the codes and how you can integrate it inside your application. Okay, so what we need to do next is I'm just gonna close this and delete this. And I've talked about the page. Okay, so I've talked about this one. Then this one now is a page. This is where you will see all the list of pages that will make up your application. So a mobile application, a web application is comprised of several pages, right? So lots of pages. It's like a book. So you have like lots of pages, and that's basically what makes up your application. And then so you see all your pages here and their names, and this is the widget tree. So the widget tree is more like the 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 part where you get to see the makeup of each of your pages, right? Because this page now has an app bar, it has a column. You see the name of whatever I select here. This is an app bar, this is a column. All right, so all of this is inside the page called home page, and so it is in the widget tree that you can see the individual components. And it's worthy of note for you that this particular one is called a scaffold, and you can't edit the scaffold, you can't delete it, but you can add things to it. All right, now this is a scaffold, and you can rename your page by renaming the scaffold. So I can turn this to splash, because this is the first thing we're going to be designing, splash, and it changes here too. If you come to pages here, you see it's changed too. All right, so we have the splash screen, and then this is the column. You can delete this out. All right. Now, let me show you something. So this is the splash screen. It's called this is the scaffold. And this is like the parent of all the components that you're going to put inside this particular screen. So if I click it again, it covers it. It swallows up the children. So this shows that this is the parent. If I click it, it opens them back again. If this particular one called the app bar with this small triangle here, you see this. It simply means that this app bar is a parent as well. Now this one also showed that this is a parent. All right. So this shows that this is not a parent yet, but it can become a parent. If I click here and add a text inside it, suddenly it becomes the parent that's giving birth. All right. Now that simply means that whenever you see this, that means something is inside it. You can click again and then you see what is inside it. All right. Now, children don't basically give birth, like, well, in this particular application, right? So, this is a parent, so it can give birth. You can add things inside it, but as a child, you can really add something inside it. That's why we don't have the same thing here. But you can, you know, make changes to it. They said hello world. You can say hello, startups. All right. So you can do anything you want to do it. You can make this bold. You can change the color to orange. You can, make it italics. You can underline it. You can strike through. You can do a lot of things. All right. You can even add shadow and a lot of things. So basically, this is where you manipulate the property of each widget that you find here. Even the column, you can manipulate it from here. The app bar, you can manipulate it from here. I can change this to gray. All right, so that's basically what happens. The right hand side is for you to manipulate the properties of the widgets. All right, so that's like the idea. Then we have the storyboard. The storyboard is basically the part that shows you how each of the applications are connected. All right, so we will come to this. Now let's go ahead and look at other things. We will talk about other things later uh, as as um, as time goes by. So we'll talk about settings. We'll talk about a lot of things. So let's go ahead and just let's see. I'm gonna go to my widget tree. I'm gonna delete this column. I want to start from scratch. I'm deleting the column. I click on the app bar. I'm deleting it as well. Now we have a fresh screen. And what we need to do here is we need to just go ahead. Let me delete this. We need to just go ahead and look at the design. So this is the design. Okay. So from time to time, I will just go back to the studio to just see whether everyone can hear me. So in about 5 minutes, I will check the studio. Okay. So now here is the design. All right. So how do we translate just this one first for a start into FlutterFlow? Okay, it's quite easy. So what we're gonna do first is we're gonna come here and we're going to let's look at this first. Let me come back. Let me close this as well. This is the splash screen. So if you observe, all right, we have things being arranged here from top to bottom, right? Ignore the background for now. So we have this logo here, then this text. I don't. Okay, this is the text. Then there's a logo here. All right, and for some reason, I'm going to rearrange the logo because I don't know why this is so close to this. Okay, so this is the logo, this is the text, and then we have a button here. All right, so let's go ahead and do that. Like this logo now has, I think I'm going to, let me see. No, I was just trying to play around with that. So I'm going to push this up a bit, right? Maybe something like that. Okay, I'm just rearranging it. So this is the logo, and the dimension of the logo here is 223 by 210. This is in pixels. Okay, so we're going to come to the the screen here, the scaffold. I deleted everything else, and I'll click here to add a column inside it because everything is basically stacked from top to bottom. So it is a column, and so I'm this is an image, so I need to bring up an image inside FlutterFlow, and then the dimension is going to be 223 by 210. So I'll come here to the column, click on this to add something to the column. So this is it. And then I'm coming here 223 by 210. So this is where you manipulate the properties of what you add here. So this is it. I have done that, but now how do I get to make this image that is here to appear here? So how we're going to do that is we're going to have to come here and click on export. All right. When I click on export, I have to click to preview it. See here, it previews the icon. I can just change it to 2x just to improve the resolution. And then I can click to export the group. Okay. Now, now that basically gave me some sort of this is basically what it gave me, right? So I can click here, and then it brings me here. All right. And I can just double tap on it. I'm using a Mac, so I'll just double tap. But I think if you're using a Windows, you're going to have to extract it. So I'm going to just click here, and this is the stuff, mask group.png. Okay, I just wanted to pay attention to the name. So I'll just click here and go back to my real estate application. So now I've gotten that. What is it called? Real estate, I think. Was that what it's called? Did I just miss it? Okay, I might have to run back there again. Mask group. Okay. So let's come here and go back. Mask group. I hope I can remember that. Okay, so here we can come here and search for it. Now in this place we have image type. So we're changing it from network to asset. And then we click here. And then we look for mask group. Okay, so this is it. This one here, mask group. So I would just click to open it. It will come here. Now the reason why we change it from network to asset is for network you can just copy a link in the internet and then just paste it, and then it will bring that image here. All right, I will show you that subsequently. Now we have this, but for some reason it's not in the center. But if you look at here, we have it in the center somehow. So how do we make sure that it's in the center? We're going to have to right click and wrap the widget in a row. Okay, now it's in a row. Then we can manipulate that row like this. Okay, because that row now is more like a parent to this, which is a child. Okay, so now I have it at the center. I can also come over here and give it the padding. You see here, this particular object, all right, if I click on Option key on my keyboard, it will show me the dimensions around that object, 180. So I can come here and give padding. Now padding is basically spaces, right? So like this is a space. Well, we didn't give it. It's just by default. This is a space for app bars and notifications. So but now I need to give like a space here. All right. I can't remember what was it. If I click on Alt, 180. Okay, correct. So now this gives me 180 here. All right. Now that's the padding on the top. You can also give padding on the left and on the right and even bottom as well. You will see how this is being used as we proceed. Okay. So the next thing we need to do is we need to bring up this text. All right. So this is real estate. It just says here real estate. This font size is 36 and it's bold. So we can come here, click on the column. Now we want all of these things are inside the column. So we have to always click the column first. Then we click here to add a text. And then in the text, I'm just going to paste what I had copied. It said real estate. Now this is it. I can actually center align it if I come here like that. And it is 36, and it is bold, right? Yes. So I think that's basically what we had here. 36 and bold. All right. And the font name is called Lato or Lato, which one? Okay, so I can click here to look for the font name. So I'm gonna just look for Lato, and then this is it. And so this is it now. We have this beautiful font here in our application. So then the next thing we need to do is the button here. So we have this button. The dimension of the button is basically 190 by 54, but you don't necessarily need to pay attention to the width of the button, because you need the button to be as like it has to have a relative size, since the application will be used by different users that use different devices. So we just need to copy the color of the button, and then take note of the height, which is 54. So I can come here to column again and then click to add a button, and the height of the button is 54. All right, the width is going to be infinite, and I'm going to paste the color here, the color of the button here. Now it shows. Now elevation is like the small the black things around the button. You don't really need that, so you can make this 0. Okay, and then the next thing we need to do is, you see here we have if I click on Alt Option on my keyboard, you can click on Alt on yours if you're using a Windows. You will see you will see okay, I'm not seeing, you see 92. All right, that means the padding on the left and the right is 92. So I'm gonna put a padding here, 92 or 92, and then I'll put another one, 92 here. Okay, so then we have another padding, which is like the padding from the top. So between from here, the gap between this particular button, the top of this button, and this one is 192. I got that by clicking on the Option key on my keyboard. You can click on Alt on your Windows, okay, if you have Windows. So I come here and then I click on 192, and then I have this. So the next thing I can do is, we have here, let's start. So I'm going to put the text there. And before that, take a look at these. This says 10 here. This means corner radius, okay, which is also called border radius. So that means the button has a radius of 10, the border radius. See it here, border radius, you just change this to 10. All right. Now, what does it say? It says here, let's start. So we would just come here and look for where the button text is. This is the button text, and we type, let's start. Let's start. Okay, that way we have this. We're almost done with just that first screen, and then we have this text that says made with love, version 1.0. So what we can do now is, we can just go ahead and bring a text. Let's click on this. I'm clicking on the column, and then I'm adding a text here, and then I'm going to paste it. All right, no, Command V, that's it. And I will try to center align it. Okay, like this, made with love. And I'll look at the height, 25. Okay, the padding on the top, so 25. And so this is it, made with love. For some reason it's not showing everything correctly, because our screen is not very long. So if you change this to like 900 which is not a very pretty good idea, but just for you to see it. But this is it, it shows here properly for you. So now we have this. The next thing that is remaining right now is the background, right? So we have this background. And how do we do that? So this might be a bit tricky, because we need to find the picture, this picture. So I'm basically going to try to find the picture of this background. For some reason, if I come over here, let's see. This is the main design. So we have this rectangle, okay, max group, this, that image. Okay, so we have this image here. So I think this is the image of this screen. So I click on it, and I can click on export, and then I see it. All right, this is the image. So, but I think there is something on top of it. It's called the fader. But let's export this image first. We just export this image. It's called, okay, it's another zip file. So I'm going to export the image. I'm going to just double click on it, and then it's called image 3. Okay, so I'm going to try to come over here to my app, image 3, and then this is what I'm gonna do. Now I have a column, right? And I want to put the background image in this place. How do I do that? I'm going to go ahead and right click on this column and wrap the column, which is a widget, with a container. And then the container is going to have an infinite width and an infinite height. Now that's because we want it to be flexible, and that means it's for all kinds of devices. And then I will scroll down to where we have background image, and then I will change this from network to asset. Then I will go looking for the image. So I would just come here and search for image 3. All right, so I'm just gonna look for it. It might be a bit hard to find. So I'm just gonna look for well, you can, arrange your things much better so you don't get to suffer like this. So image 3, then I just click on this and upload it, and now I have it in their application. Now this is it. It's in the application, but for some reason it doesn't have this blue shade on it. That's why we have something called fader, right? So you see here fader. Fader has a color here. It has some color here, and it's even a gradient. So we can try to see how to replicate that here in FlutterFlow. Now, what I can do is, let me see. We can actually, if I turn this on, it's not really gonna give me what I want. Um, the main thing I can do is actually to put something on top of this, right? But let me see. So I can go ahead and wrap this column again, this particular column now, with a container, another container. Make it infinite width, make it infinite height. Now, if I fill it with another color, it covers this. You see? Yeah, I can fill it with another color, it covers it. But I don't want to fill it with that. I want to try a gradient. I want to try a gradient. So that's where I'll come here and, no, not box shadow, gradient. So I'm trying a gradient now. And then if I come over here, um, let me see. Let's come back here to where we have the application. Let me see if this is going to work out. I'm going to basically copy this, the hex value, and then I will paste it here. Okay, then I will come over here to this one and copy it as well, and then paste it here in the secondary color. Okay, it's not giving me what I want actually. It's not appearing that way at all. So in this particular, okay, maybe I could alter the angle to, no, it's not working. Okay, so I think the best thing that I can do here is I'll just use one of the colors, this. All right, I will turn off the gradient and just come over here to where we have the fill and paste it like this. Then I can come over here and reduce um, the the transparency, so something like this. All right, transparency. So that's just what I'm doing. And here I just dropped it to 49. I can make it 50. All right. And then the next thing I can do is turn this particular text, the color of the text, to white. And then I can turn this one to white as well. Okay. So that's basically it. Now we have a screen. We have somehow completed one screen for application. To see how the screen will look like, you can just click on this icon here that says preview app, and wait for a couple of seconds. You will see how it looks like. Okay, so this is it. Beautiful. This is how your screen looks like. Okay, so I hope you guys are, getting it. um, don't worry about these curved borders. You don't necessarily need to do that. So we have done this. The next thing is for us to create this as well. So uh, before I continue, I'd just like to check if at all we're following. Stop presenting. Okay. So I just needed to be sure that we're still following. Uh, Oh, okay. Some person said they're not seeing the file manager. Okay, yeah. So, well, it's a bit it's like there's some private things like private documents. So I couldn't show you my file manager, right? So, but it's the same thing. You could just like try to get the file and then upload it. Okay. Um. Okay. Somebody's saying that it's blurry. Okay. So I don't know why it's blurry. Maybe it's just when I was the video is not clear. Can view the front end. Okay, so I don't know why the video is blur. It's not clear but blurry. Okay, I think it's I actually have a pretty good network. Okay, so um okay. All right. Okay, so I'm basically trying to just go through the comments. Um okay, so I don't know. Is it clear now? Because I just wanted to be sure. Okay, so yeah, I think I've gotten some suggestions here which you can try. So increase your video quality to the highest on YouTube. Yeah, and then just be sure that it's showing very well at your end. Yeah, these are the suggestions that you should try. Um, okay, somebody's asking a question here. How does FlutterFlow handle widget overflow? So if at all your experience, like you have like a widget overflow, FlutterFlow is going to show you when you're running the application in real time, right? You're going to see it, like when you're running it in the debug section of FlutterFlow, you will see it, and then you will just have to go and change it, like either increase or reduce, whatever it is, and then the error is gone. Okay. So somebody's saying, can I use or add a column inside a column? Hope it won't have bugs. Yes, you can add a column inside a column. You can add a column inside a row inside a column. You can play around with it, really. Yeah, but it has their own constraints, and you will figure it out as you're using it. Okay, so okay, people are saying that it's non-clear. Okay, thank you very much. Must have been their network. Okay, all right. So I think we can continue then. Okay. So let's see. Okay, I will continue sharing my screen then, so we can continue. We have a couple of minutes left before we end today's session. Actually, share screen. 1 second. Okay, where is? Okay, I'm going to share my screen now. Sorry. I'm sharing just my window actually. So this is it. This is what we have successfully created now. I have shown you how to create this. So this particular class is just for you to figure out how to, create front end designs. Yeah. So lots of strategies on front end. Immediately after this class, I had already curated a complete course. It's about 4 hours long. It's I had to spend the whole of yesterday to create the course. Yeah, so it's gonna be available for free on YouTube here. So immediately after the class, and I think it's the video is still exporting. So once it's done, I will publish it on the YouTube channel and make the link available for everyone. But it's going to be about building an e-commerce mobile application. You get to learn everything about front end, right? So I'm just doing the live classes so we can actually have questions, and then you see the real things, right? And then, of course, this is a different subject matter. This is real estate. The other one is an e-commerce application. Okay, so let's go back to here. I think we can just create one more screen and then we can call it a day, because we're not going to spend a lot of time on today's class. Yeah. So the next thing I'm going to do here is going to be quite simple. Um, let's go ahead and work in it. So I'm going to have here, this is the screen. So we have a logo, we have a button here, and then a text. Basically, I think find the best place, good price. Well, this is like a rich text. Yeah, so then we have this image, and I think this image is changing, right? You swipe it and it changes, I think. Okay, so um so let's just try to create this. All right, let's come over here and then create it. So if you come back to pages, this was splash screen, and we have to click on here. All right, did you see where I clicked? I click here to add a page or component of flows. So I'm going to click here to add a blank page. This page is going to be called, let's say, product tour. I see onboarding product tour. So let's come here and give it a name, product tour. Okay, so I can put something here, then just create page. I will delete this up bar and then we just have it like this. I'm gonna go to widget tree to see how we can manipulate things. Now, if you observe, there's the logo here and then there's a button. All right, so we can just go ahead and come here and add, and basically, right, if you observe it, this is in a row, right? It's from left to right. It's on the same horizontal line, so it's in a row. Everything here is in a column because they're stacked from top to bottom, so column. And so this is 79 by 74. So we can come here first. What we need to do is, first of all, click here to add a row, and then in the row we're gonna add an image, and the dimension is gonna be 79 by 74. So we will say 79 by 74. All right, and then what we're gonna do next is I would just use the logo that I already have here. So I would just wait for this to load up and pick this logo. Yeah, that logo is fine. And then now I click on the row because I want to add the next thing, which is going to be the button, right? So here we have the button. The button is 86 by 38. Here we're going to have to pay attention to the width of the button, 86 by 38. But let's go ahead and get the color of the button. So I'm copying this color here, 86 by 38. So I will come over here and change it. This is it, and say 86 by 38. All right, and then I'm gonna paste the color here. I'm gonna remove the elevation, make it 0, and then it has a border radius, right? You see here it has this curved edges and it's 100. So I will just come over here and give it a border radius of 100 here. That's it. And then it said, what was the text on it? It says skip. So skip, and it's just 12. The font size is 12. So I will come over here to where we have the button text and change it to skip, and then it is 12, and the color of the text is black. You see here, it's just the color of the text, the font size, and then here it is regular, right? So that's more like saying medium or normal, anyone you want to choose. Okay, then after that I can now click on the row, and I want to spread these two things apart. This is a button and this is an image, so I can click here and then spread them apart like this. But now I need to pay attention to something called padding. So I click on the button, click on option key. It shows me 24 here on the right hand side. So that means I need to click on this button and add a padding of 24 on the right hand side here. I need to do the same thing to this image, the logo 24. So now we have it like that. And then the next thing is there's a spacing above here. Well, we also have that spacing, but let's make it more obvious, 37. So let's click here and give it a padding of 37. All right, now we have it like that. The next thing we need to do is let's get let's get to arrange this. Here, this is a text, right? But there are different ways you can arrange this. You can put this one on top, right? Then after that, you now put this one, then space it. In fact, let me show you a simple way of doing that. You can click here and add a row. Okay, in the row we're gonna add a text. All right, and then I'm copying this first text. It's 25 and it's medium. I'm gonna paste the text here, and I'm gonna come over here and change it to 25. Medium should be like this, and then I'll look for the padding. The padding is 24. So okay, now the simplest way to do, okay, let's just add it to this so you can just learn. So 24, I'm adding the padding to this. Now we have that. What else do we need to do? Okay, so I will go ahead and come here and look at the padding. So it's 49 from the top here. So I will just come over here and add 49 here to push it down. That's the padding on the top. Okay, now I've gotten this. Now let's go ahead and do something else. I'll duplicate this by saying Command D, or you can do Control D. All right. Then we have this other part that says to stay in good price. Find best place to stay in good price. Okay, so now I'm gonna just paste it here. But if you observe, all of them have the same weight. All right, the same size. But here, this one is bold. Now I can just go ahead and I can reduce these to maybe 8, right? And what I could do best is I can duplicate this. All right, now we have two different text widgets here. Okay, then I can remove this particular part out. Then I can reduce these to 4. Okay, or maybe not anything, just remove it. Then delete this other part out of it. And then from there, I can go ahead. If you come back here, you see that that I don't know for this one. If you highlight it alone, you see that it's 25 and it's extra bold. So you can come over here and make it extra bold. All right. So like that, you can have this. Now there's another way you can do this. I can just go ahead and click on this and search for rich text. So this is rich text. Now it allows you to bolden things however you want. So this is it. I'm going to just go ahead and do the same thing. So here is how it looks like here. So for this one, I'm going to copy this find best house. Then I'm going to paste it here. All right. Well, since it wasn't bold, I have to come click on here to edit the properties of that text. It was just a medium and it was 25. Okay. And it was black. Okay. Right. That's it. Then, well, I should, let me click on this. I should, I can wrap this in a row, right? Yeah, just to make it cool. Not just to make it cool, actually, but such that I can have it in, I can manipulate the alignment. So I can click on these and give it some padding, maybe the 24 that we already been using. But now the content, this is what we are most particular about. So I'm going to copy this one and let me see. Okay, so I'm doing this and okay, so this particular one is fine the way it was, right? This is the one that is not fine. Like we didn't have to create two different texts like this. All right, what we would have done is actually to just copy this and paste here. Yeah, this is what I wanted to do. And then for this one, good price, we just copy this and I'll remove this. Okay, and then I'll paste this here and I will come over here and change this to extra bold and 25. You see? So that way it's actually one text. It's like one text, but it's called rich text content. Okay, and pretty cool, right? So we can use that. Anyone you want to use is fine, but I'll use rich text. So let me just go ahead and just make this 8, and that's it. So we have find best place to stay in good price. All right, so we have that, and then we are going to have to put up with this text. lorem ipsum. So it is a 12 and regular. I will just go ahead and click on the column and then add a row. And then in the row, I'm going to add a text. Okay. And then in the text, I'm going to just paste it. This. Then add a padding of 24 to push it away from the edges, the left edge. And then the next thing I'm going to do is um, look at the padding from here. So 20. And I'm just going to put up the, click this and give it 20. So that's it. That's just the idea. Now this is actually 12, so we should make this 12 because it was 12 here. And that's it. So we're done with that particular one. What we now need to do is this. Now this is where there is some level of complication. All right. After this particular screen, we will end the class for today, right? Because I wouldn't want it to be like way too long. And moreover, after the class, I'm going to drop a link for you to watch an already compiled course. It hasn't been on YouTube already. I just created it yesterday and I spent like a lot of time doing it. It's like 4 hours plus, and you will learn how to uh, carry out front end development in FlutterFlow from Figma to FlutterFlow, and you will enjoy it. Okay, so let's go ahead and just look at this. So we have this image here, and how do we get to create this? So first of all, let's just what I want us to do here is it's going to be a bit technical. Yeah, so not super technical actually. So let's come here. This is the image. Okay. We're going to use a particular widget. Let's click on here and then we'll look for it. It's basically called page view. All right. So it's called here page view. It allows you to like slide through, right? Yeah. So I click here and I'm adding the page view. This is how it looks like. Let me hide this. Now the page view has this, different lines. So what we need to do is I'm gonna put up with this image, right? So let me try to see if I can export the image. Okay, this is the image, and I'm gonna export it. Okay, so this is it. Let me click to open the image. Let me see what it is called. It's called rectangle 6. Okay, so come back here. Rectangle 6. The dimension is 355 by 502. So we can come over here. We have this big image. All right. Now the thing about it is we're going to let me see. I'm just going to alter it a little bit. Yeah. So we're going to have let me just change this image first. Let's change it to asset, then come over here, rectangle 6. Rectangle 6. Okay, so rectangle 6, this is it. Yep. Okay, so rectangle 6. So now we have this. All right, this is the rectangle, and we have this button here. Okay, and then it has a border radius of 40. Okay, so we can just go ahead and see how we can do that. Border radius of 40. Okay, so this is it. Now we're getting there gradually. Then there's this blue line, right? This blue stuff. Let me come over here. Let's delete this image. Let's delete this one first. Okay, do we need to? Let's leave it there for now. And let's come back to this first one and come back to the page. Yeah, good. Now this is what we want to do. Let's reload this. Now we have this indicator, right? This indicator. So we want it to be in the middle. All right. And then we don't want it to be, let's add one to this. Nope. I'm going to remove this. All right. And then make it like totally flat. Okay. And then we have this line. All right. Then we need to, this is basically white. So I'm going to come over here to the indicator and change it to a white. And then this one is just going to be alternate. Okay, so I will just make it 50. All right, like that. Okay, so then the next thing that I can quickly do is I will come over here. I need to just put the button, right? So now this is going to be the part that is going to be a bit challenging. So we already had this page view, then we have the image, right? So the image here, I cannot really put something on top of the image. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to go ahead and let me see. I'm going to wrap this in a container. Wrap the widget in a container. All right, great. It's going to have infinite width, infinite height. Perfect. And then I'm basically going to do the same thing that I did before. This is going to be 40 for the container. And then the background image, network to asset. Then I'm going to click to select the image, this one. Fine. And then actually I was trying to eliminate this, so I'm going to just take it out. So I've deleted this. Now the image here is coming from the container's background. Okay, now with this I can click here to add a column, and in the column I can add a button. All right, and then I can click on this and push the button down like this. Perfect. And then I can come over here. The button is 190 by 54. This is the color. I'll copy it. And let's come over here to where we have the color and just paste it. 190 by 54. No, 54. Okay, it's definitely, let's take out the elevation, 0. Let's look at it. The border radius is 10. Look at it here, 10. And then we have it here as 10. Okay, and what does it say? It says next. Okay, so we can just go ahead and change the button text to next. Okay, now we're almost there. Next thing is to check out the padding from the bottom here. So it says 43. So I can just come over here, come to the bottom while selecting my button and say 43. Pushes it up. Okay, cool. Now, what else? We just need to make sure that the indicator comes up here. We need to go ahead and let me see. We can just go ahead and let's go back to the page view and try to push it up a bit. So if I click on, this is the padding. Let me give it another thing. Yeah, so 116. Yeah, just increasing the padding, bottom padding pushes it up, and so it's down here. Okay, so we have this, and actually we are almost set to finish this up. So this one from here to here is 36. So we need to add a padding. Let's say it's 36. 36. So that's it. So we have our design just like what we have there. And the cool stuff is that we can switch it. Like let's click here to preview it. But better still, what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this container, this one. I'm going to copy this. Command C, click on this image, delete it, click on this and paste this here. And then click on this and delete this, click on this and paste it. Yeah, this is it. So now we have it like this and we're good. So if at all we actually come over here and see what is loading, we will be able to get what we want. For some reason, I think it's loading way slower than normal. Let me just try to reload. Okay, because it was supposed to load faster than, yeah, it's okay now. So this is it. So we have this, and you can just see we have the sliding thing. Okay. All right. So I hope that you have, been able to learn a couple of things from today's class. We just worked on the splash screen, and then we also worked on this particular screen here. I hope that you've been able to learn a couple of things. I wouldn't like us to spend like way too much time. I think this is where I will stop teaching and we can answer I will just start answering questions. So so if you have any questions, we will look at it. So somebody's asking here. Let me just look at where the. Okay, so let's go here. I don't really understand what you're saying here, actually. Can you ask it again? Yes, you have to come back to this video to like, do it practically. This was just you watching and paying attention. Yeah. We will talk about this, Gadi. We will talk about this as the class progresses, but not today. I believe you're asking questions about responsiveness. We will talk about this. Someone is asking, are we going to get the link to the Figma design? Yes, the link to the Figma design is in the description of this video. So just check it, you'll find it. Um, okay. How do you get image? Because what if you don't have an already made? Okay, so you can get images from anywhere else. You can get images from Google. You can get images um, from Unsplash, from anywhere else. You can even be your own personally created images. Yeah, that's the idea. Someone is asking questions about, can you use FlutterFlow for web apps? Yes, you can use FlutterFlow for web application. It's just about the interface. Yeah, so let me share the screen and show you what I mean. Um, for basically the web, you can use FlutterFlow for web applications. All you just need to do is build it with this particular shape, right? Yeah, this is for mobile and tablets. This is for desktop. Yeah, so that's like the idea. Okay, so yes, you can get images from onsplash.com. Yeah, you can get images from there. You can subscribe to FlutterFlow without being a student or educator. Yeah. I don't think FlutterFlow has this feature yet, but yes, you can integrate uh, uh, OpenAI and then achieve something like this, or any other third-party application. Yeah, using the API functionality in FlutterFlow. Um, okay, so someone is trying to connect with me. You can check the about details of this YouTube channel. You see a link to send me a message on LinkedIn or Instagram, or send me an email. Okay, with time, I'm responding to this now. With time, when we're working on the back end, you will see how I'm manipulating data and passing it from one page to the other and all of that. Yeah. So again, the Figma design is found in the description of this video. Please just check it. Okay, so I think I talked about you getting the plan, getting premium plan for FlutterFlow as a student. So your university has to give you an email address. You have to have an email address from your university. That's like the criteria. And it has to have .edu as the extension. This is backend state management. We're going to, eventually talk about this. This is when we are working on backend. Okay, so who can you recommend to work with me on my MVP design? Okay, so you can just reach out to me directly, like reach out to me on LinkedIn, and then we can talk about that. There are lots of people in the community that can work with you. When should I change the business logic of the FlutterFlow? I don't really understand what you mean by this, but can you ask again? Yes, it is very cool. Um, yes, you can create motion animation with FlutterFlow. Yeah, you can do that. That's basically, adding animations to it. I think at some point we'll talk about that as well. I don't think I've taught that on the YouTube channel at all. Okay, congratulations in advance. Yeah, I already answered these. Please just send me a direct message on LinkedIn and I will assign you to somebody that can work for you. Okay, guys, so I think I've responded to as many questions as possible. I hope that you've learned a lot of things. Okay, so he's asking me for my LinkedIn. So I already mentioned it's in my about information, but here you go anyways. I am typing it right now. I will drop it for you so you can reach out to me. You might not be able to like click it to take you there, so just copy it and paste on your browser and it to take you to my LinkedIn. This is the link to my LinkedIn profile, so you can send me a message. Okay, so this is the link. Yep. Okay. So I believe that you've learned a lot of things. We've spent 1 hour 17 minutes. I will be stopping the class at this point, and just make sure that you can like watch the video again and try to practice on your own, and you'll be able to get better as you practice. All right. Okay, guys. Take care of yourself and have a good time. Thank you very much for today. Practice and practice and practice. Okay. Bye for now.